What is going on YouTube? This is Sinister TCG here, coming to you guys with a short deck profile. Today I'm going to be deck profiling Monarch with the new support. On this support you get, it's actually available to you in the structure deck, and it's actually pretty good, you guys. Let's get into it. I'm not going to get too much into detail on what the cards do, you guys. I'm just going to pretty much just show you guys the deck. So I played triple Aether, the Heavenly Monarch, you guys. One of the new cards that came out in the structure deck. This card is really good. It pitches 2 cards to the graveyard. You get to special summon another Monarch. It's actually really nice. You can also activate that effect in your opponent's turn. It's actually pretty good. And you run I run 3 Erebus, the Netherworld Monarch. Again, one of the new Monarchs too. There's 2 new Monarchs that you get. It's Erebus and Ether. He does the same thing. He pitches 2, but he shuffles 1 card from your opponent's hand or field back into the deck, which is actually really nice because you can make your opponent minus. And then I play 2 Kai's the Mega Monarch. Since the Megas are so easy to get out in this deck, I decided to play more Megas than the small ones, because the Megas are actually more powerful and stronger than the smaller ones, and they're like really easy to get out in this deck, you guys, like super easy. And then I play double the stalls. Double the stall is really good too. You make your opponent minus by looking at his hand and throwing 1 card. Throwing 1 card away. It could be any card that you want, you guys. It's actually really good effect. And then of course I play 1 small Thestalos and 1 Karaz. Small Thestalos again, like the big one, and Karaz. I don't really like him. I actually question him because you can make your opponent plus actually instead of minus, but you do ruin plays with him, which is actually really good. There's also Delg the Dark Monarch. He's kind of similar to Karaz, but he's actually he hits the graveyard, he hits the field, so I don't know, that's pretty much up to you who you guys want to run. I prefer Karaz or Delg. I have both, but I still prefer Karaz. And then onto the vassals, you guys. Play 3 Edia, the Heavenly Squire. Basically what she does is she special summons another vassal from the deck, which is actually really nice, and you're always going to go for this guy because he makes you double summon. But yeah, it special summons any vassal that you guys want to. Anything with 800 attack and 1000 defense, you guys. It's actually a pretty good card. And then I play of course, along with that you play 3 Edios, the Netherworld Squire. Pretty much what he does is that he lets you do additional tribute summon, which is actually pretty nice. So if you somehow manage to special summon this guy, you could pretty much double summon in that turn, so you could bring 2 Mega Monarchs out in that turn, which is actually really good, you guys. The Mega Monarchs are overpowered as it is. Not having 2 on board just makes things ridiculous, because it's 2 28s on board. It's just going to run over everything, especially if the field spell gives them 800 attack. So yeah, it's pretty crazy. And then I run, of course, 1 Rock Vessel, Landry the Rock Vessel. He's really good, you guys, especially because this deck is really spell oriented. So if there is a Nat Beast on board, you can use his effect to turn that beast face down, which is really nice, you guys. That's so good. He's really good because you flip 1 monster face down and you special summon. It's pretty much just tribute fodder now. So yeah, you guys, it's a really good card. And I also now onto the spell cards, you guys. I'm sorry if I'm going a little fast, you guys. It's just a little quick deck profile on how I run my deck. This is a deck that I posted up on YGO a week ago, I believe. This is the exact same deck that I played. So yeah, I was just showing you guys what I run. Of course, triple Pantheism of the Monarch. This card's really good. It's pretty much your draw power of the deck, and also you can banish it from the graveyard to search out 3 Monarch spell trap cards, and your opponent chooses 1. It's actually really good. You can only activate that graveyard effect once per turn, but the drawing effect you can actually keep doing it, which is actually really nice. And then I play one of the best cards in the deck, of course, and this is a card that you're mostly going to use, like almost all the time, is the Dominion of the True Monarch. This card is super good, you guys. And when I mean super good, I mean really good. This pretty much cripples your opponent from using their extra deck, and it makes your level 8 Monarchs into level 6s. That is so good, you guys. That means it's only 1 tribute for them instead of 2. That's so good. There is a catch though. You do have to reveal that Monarch to your opponent, so keep in mind that, you guys. And they also gain 800 attack in the battle phase, but that effect only applies to you in your turn, not in their turn. So keep in mind that, you guys. This card is so good. And then of course triple tenacity. I do like to search stuff in this deck, so this is why I play this at 3. If not, I would have played it at 2. But I do think that there's some cards where I do need them at my hand sometimes, and Pantheism of the Monarch doesn't always help me get it. So this is why I run this card, just in case I run into that card. I could run 2 of these. I could pick 2 of these and a March of the Monarchs, and I pretty much still get the March of the Monarchs because I can still activate this, which is actually pretty good. I do like Tenacity a lot. Then of course, to one of my favorite cards is the Monarch Stormforth. This card is just so good, you guys. Of course, you're gonna run this because it's a Monarch deck, but not only that, tributing your opponent monsters is so good, you guys. Especially something annoying that could be out on the field, you can pretty much just get rid of it at this. It does not target you guys, so they're pretty much gonna have to chain anything to the activation of Stormforth. Not when it's not when it's already being tribute summoned, which is actually pretty good, you guys. Really like this card. And then of course, you guys, triple March of the Monarchs. I do play 3. Again, this card pretty much makes your Monarch invincible in a way because it doesn't let him get targeted or destroyed by card effects, which was actually pretty good. You guys really do like March of the Monarchs. It makes them immune to most of your opponent's back row, not everything. Of course, Solemn Warning would still hurt it, or a Solemn Strike will kind of hurt it, but it won't destroy it due to this card's effect, which is actually really good. But the effect will still be negated if your Monarch did get Solemn Striked. I think. Yeah. The effect will get negated, but it won't be destroyed because it's March of the Monarch. It's actually pretty good. And then for the last 2, I do play a Return of the Monarch and a 1-for-1. The Return of the Monarch, just in case you don't have a Aether, you could just tribute summon normally, and then this effect activates to get a Monarch to your hand, which is actually really nice. You could get Aether to actually speed up the process of the deck, which is actually pretty good. That's why I like this card a lot. And 1-for-1, of course, is to get your level 1 Vassal out on the field as soon as possible and activating your effects, so you could perform a tribute summon, which is actually pretty nice, you guys. That's why I run those cards. And then onto the traps. There's only 4 traps. I do play the Prime Monarch. For those of you guys who play Frognarch, this is pretty much like your Rodent Totem or your Treeborn Frog. Basically, you could banish one Monarch Spore Trap card from the graveyard to special summon this card out, which is actually really nice, you guys, because you could do this in your opponent's turn as well. So if they're gonna attack you in battle phase, you can special summon this out, and if it's a weaker monster because it has 24 defense, then he's obviously not gonna destroy it. But I really do like this card because it goes stop your OTK, and again, it's tribute fodder, which is actually really nice. And then for the last 2, I do play a First of the Monarch and a Monarch's Erupt. This is pretty much like your skill drain. Your Monarchs can play under it because they're going to be tribute summoned. So that's actually really nice. It pretty much cripples your opponent because of their effects. They won't be able to activate it because they haven't been tribute summoned, which is actually really good. And the first Monarch, I do like it. It's a little bit slow in a way, but I still do like this card because it can save you and it's really unexpected. And again, it is tribute fodder. Monarchs really haven't changed. It's still the same thing. You still bring out tribute fodder to get your Monarchs out. It's actually been more upgraded in this version of the deck. So that was it for the deck, you guys. So now I'm gonna move on to the side deck. I'm sorry if the sleeves are a little bit miscolored. I did misplace my yellow sleeves. I actually couldn't find them. Oh, if you guys are wondering, Medra is actually a really good vassal as well, but I did take her out because I wanted to run Karaz, and I actually wanted to try it that way. But Medra is really good as well. If you guys wanted to know, she basically lets you double summon too, which is actually really nice. And she special summons a token on your opponent's side of the field. It's actually really good, you guys. So you guys should take a look into Medra. It's actually a really good card. Alright, so you guys do not have to run your side deck like this, you guys. I just run it because I actually misplaced some of my other cards. I do not play hand traps in my Monarchs. It's just a pure Monarch build. But you guys feel free to play hand traps in yours Monarch decks. It'll probably make it even better than mine, you guys. So I play double Mirror Force, you guys. I really like this card. It's so underrated and it catches your opponent off guard, you guys. I really do like Mirror Force just because it clears your opponent's field, and it's so good right now. I love Mirror Force, you guys. I really do support Mirror Force. I think it's such a great card. I think you guys should play it too. Now, you guys don't have to run this card, but I like Black Horn of Heaven other than the other horns because the other horns are actually cost except this one. The Grand Horn of Heaven, of course, is going to let your I mean, yeah, your the ground horn of heaven is gonna let your opponent draw a card, and the horn of heaven is gonna tribute your monster. But this doesn't. It's pretty much just destroys one special summon monster. That's just the bad part about it. But I do like this. But you guys could replace it with the other horns if you guys want to. And then I do play a 2 Royal Decree. Again, back row could be a little bit hurtful to this deck. Of course, like any other deck, back row is really bad. So stopping those traps would actually be good, especially because Masker Restrict is out there, you guys, and Masker Restrict really stops this deck. It's not even funny. This deck is not even playable if Masker Restrict is out there. So these cards are in here to stop that. That is incredibly bad for this deck if Masker Restrict is out. And I played double MST again. Masker Restrict, you guys. That card you need to hit, because you're not going to be able to do anything in this deck if that card is out there, you guys. I mean, this deck revolves around tributing, and if you can't do it, then this deck it's not playable. So that's why I have Royal Decree and double MST. I always cite these in just in case people have those. And then of course for hand traps, I do play double Maxi. I do not have effect wheelers at the moment, so I didn't side into effect wheelers. But if you guys do have effect wheelers, side them in. They're actually really good. Or actually even main them, you guys. Main your effect wheelers and main your maxis, you guys. You guys don't have to really side them if you guys don't want to, but I do like to side mine because I don't really like seeing them. I like to see my monarchs more, so that's why I don't main my hand traps. And then 2 cards that you guys are probably gonna be like, what the heck? I do side 2 wiretaps. I really do like this card just because you could counter a Solemn Strike or a Solemn Warning with this card, and that's actually really good, you guys. This like stops a lot of other counter traps. That's why I do run it. I do run it just to protect myself from a Solemn Warning, because that could a Solemn Warning or actually any other trap, like a Break the Skill or something like that. If they break your skill or Solemn the Vassals, it kind of hurts you. Well, it hurts you a lot actually, especially if that was your normal summon. So that pretty much just leaves you with a vulnerable field, you guys. So that's why I do like wiretaps. It's just really good. And of course, a Solemn Warning stops some annoying summons of your opponent. And then for the last 2, I do side a Majesty Fiend and Delg the Dark Monarch, you guys. He's really good because, again, can't activate effects, which is really good. If you guys had a Vanity's Fiend, I'll actually run that too. Vanity's Fiend's actually really good because you guys can special summon. And yeah, this deck's just normal summoning, so it's actually pretty good. So this concludes my Monarch deck profile, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, and